Hey, it's Mike. I'm messing with music. I've got here my Traveler ultralight nylon guitar, which I've been carrying all over the world and very, very happy with. As you've seen in other videos, it's got a full-size neck. It's actually 25 inches from nut to saddle. It has a good tone, a good sound. It has no preamp. It's a straight through from the piezo out this end. And as we've talked about many times, if you're not plugged in, your strap's going to fall off. And so that's one of the things that has caused such trouble with this guitar. And I've dropped it many times, and the cracking has started to show up as a problem. So I'm looking for a replacement, and Traveler very cleverly comes out with something new that I couldn't resist. They've came out with the Traveler Escape Mark III nylon version. So it's a different look, a different feel, but same idea. Traveler size guitar with the head inside, with the tuning inside the body, and I'll give you a look at both of them. I'll give you a good comparison of both of them, and you can decide. If you need something really compact that you can take anywhere, you can throw it in a bag easily. Can't do better than the Traveler Ultralight. But the Escape Mark III, it's a better guitar in general. Now let's hear what it sounds like. So I will keep this on even playing field. I'll use my Positive Grid Spark Go, which, as you see, I've cleverly attached to my strap. This allows me to just play freehand without any carrying any box around with me, right? I'm using fingerstyle reverb as my amp setup and my pedal setup, and I've got this set up as gain at 5.0, so half gain, and we'll do the same with both guitars. I'm going to play a little melody on each guitar, and also hammer it a bit with a tune I call the Gritty Reel. So starting off with playing the music to How Could Something So Good Be So Easy? Here it goes. Now the Gritty Reel. Okay, I've played it better before, but anyhow, oh, look at that. One of the clever things about this has begun to wear out, and it just fell out just now, just to show you one of the other reasons why I've gotten a little tired of picking this up off the floor. I'm sure there's some way I could correct that, but as I say, the cracking has started in the guitar. This is for stay-at-home use only now. I'm not going to be doing much traveling with it. So let me show you what I am going to be traveling with. Okay, so here is the Traveler Escape Mark III nylon version. So they make one of these in acoustic electric as well. Standard piezo pickup, the same. So many things about it are the same as the Traveler. All the things I really loved about the Traveler Ultralight nylon is in this guitar. It's just a little bigger, a little more solid. It's flat in the back. It has a separate output, so you don't have to worry about strap button being a problem. The strap button works great. I'm not going to be dropping this guitar the way I did the other one, and it's a good thing because it's a more expensive guitar as well. So we'll talk about all that in the end. But this guitar is really fit for my purpose, and as I'm getting a little better at playing, I'm practicing quite a lot, and I try and bring this on the road with me wherever I go. So it's going to have to be portable enough to go into the overheads on the plane, and it still is. We'll talk a bit about that as I show you the comparison of the two guitars. But let's see, if I set this to 5, just to give the middle of the road. One of the things about this is because it has a preamp, whatever amp I'm going through, I have to be careful not to overpower it. But if I go through a bigger amp, I can give it a little more power, and I can actually use this amp quite effectively. I mean, if I just give you we just played, I could turn that up. Okay, but I'm going to turn it back down to 5, so we have somewhat of an even comparison of what the two guitars sound like. Because this one has a little bit richer sound to it that comes through, and I hope you can hear that in the way I play it. Okay, and the gritty reel. Okay, so those are the two guitars. They sound similar because the same guy is playing them, but I find this guitar a lot more comfortable to sit with, even though it's a very small guitar. When you compare it to a full-size guitar, it sits in my lap just right. It just feels like they just designed this thing just right. And when you're standing with it, obviously depending on your strap layout, it works really well as well. Just got to crank it now. All right. Now I'm going to just strum the strings to hear the difference. I think obviously the solid body, basically broomstick design here, does not resonate the way that this hollowed out shell produces a much richer sound. And that sound then amplifies through the piezo, and then by having the preamp, you have a variety of control over tone, treble, and bass. You've got volume. So when I'm playing this through my little portable speaker that I wear on the guitar strap, I can get twice as much sound out of this guitar than I could get out of the Traveler. So I loved the time on the road with the Traveler Ultra Nylon. The ultralight nylon has been a terrific guitar. Anybody would do well to take a guitar like this. It's easy to carry. This one's going to be a little more difficult to carry, but it's worth it. You see the Traveler Ultralight Nylon comes in at 2 pounds 9 7/8 ounces, call it 2 pounds 10 ounces. And the Traveler Escape Mark III nylon is 4 pounds 2 3/4 ounces, call it 4 pounds 3 ounces. Looking at the guitar and the case that goes with it, on the Traveler Ultralight, you need to attach and detach this bar here that gives you the lap bar. When you take that off, then you can stick that in the side pocket, and you can stick a few other things in the side pocket with it. It's just a nylon shell inside. It's not very protective, but you don't let it get beat up too bad, because you stick it in the overhead in the airplane, and you block your bag in front of it, and you have no problems there. Comparing the bag that comes with the Traveler Escape Mark III nylon, it is a more traditional bag with good storage. There's they say there's room for a laptop or an iPad in there, or whatever you might want to put in there. I wouldn't put an iPad in there because I'm going to jam this up in the overhead, and this one has a little bit more of a soft interior, and of course it's a bigger bag, so it's going to take a little more space, but it shouldn't be any problem for your second carry-on. I've been able to get away with my ultralight nylon stuck in my backpack and just sticking out the top, and nobody has given me any trouble about it being two bags, just being one. This one is obviously going to be the second bag when you're traveling in an airplane, so you need to plan your packing a little differently. I think I'm going to be doing more check-in luggage because I'm going to be carrying this along with my backpack on the airplane. So that's the trade-off. The trade-off is it's not going to be quite as convenient and easy. I also was able to stick this in my suitcase, in my large suitcase, and put it into check-in luggage. This one does not fit in my check-in luggage. Now, I've been advised it's got a bolt-on neck, which, if I was really desperate, I could be taking the neck off and making it much smaller, but I'm not going to be doing that. I'm going to be leaving the neck on and carrying it in the overhead. But I'm heading on a trip to Athens in the UK, and we'll see how it does on that trip. So comparing the length from the nut to the saddle, it's just under 26 inches, 25 7/8. Compared to (25 inches even). So 7/8 of a difference in the length from the nut to the saddle. Looking at these guitars from the side and the back, obviously all the tuning mechanisms are external on this one. They've never really caused a problem, but when you look at the difference between that and the Mark III, it's just smooth surface and feels good against your body. So it just feels more like a guitar. Now, it's small, right? And I'm going to show you it sitting on my lap. It looks like a tiny guitar, but the curve right here fits right on your knee when you're sitting, and you feel like you have a full-size guitar. And the heft of it really makes a big difference as well. It just feels a lot better playing this guitar than the other. Sorry, Ultralight. It's been such a good guitar, I don't want to diss it. But by the way, this one is also a lot more expensive, and we'll get into that in the final part of the video. Well, I've been traveling with my Escape guitar all over the world, but at $300 versus $500, you have to make the choice of which one's best for you. I've enjoyed the Ultralight for 2 years on the road now, and now the time is for the Escape. Keep messing with music.